25 west.
As the alert comes in,
Scanning warship 433, roger, over.
the Canadian Navy ship bursts to life. We are on board HMCS William Hall, high in Canada's Arctic waters, remote, stunning, and often unforgiving.
Do we have any indication they're more on the southern side versus the northern side?
No indication, but we'll be able to clear this as we're going.
An aging Air Force surveillance aircraft has identified an unknown small vessel plying these waters. All this a simulated exercise to assert Canada's Arctic sovereignty, something more important now than perhaps ever before. The Navy, Air Force, Army, and Coast Guard have gathered to practice what is considered a likely threat. A suspect boat potentially approaching sensitive military sites here, possibly involved in espionage, even sabotage.
So you get tasked with this. How do you actually proceed now?
So now that we've been tasked for it, we're going to go and take a look and try and find this person. Follow with us.
It's up to Commander Scott Kellerman to locate the boat and the people on board, a needle in a vast Arctic haystack.
We're talking about a period of about 100 square miles, so it could be something that could be very challenging to find.
A challenge in an area vital to Canada's future. Much of the country's economic prospects rely on defending our control over the Arctic. That includes over the water, air, and land. So as part of an annual operation in the north, soldiers from southern Canada come up here, end up dropped on mountaintops for days at a time. It is one part rehearsal, one part survival exercise, and one part surveillance.
Well, we have satellites and other detection equipment to figure out who is in our waters. A lot of that is quite old, and so they still use people to watch out for ships and strangers who are passing through our Arctic waterways and lands.
For nearly 80 years, Canada has relied on the local know-how of the red-coated rangers to help patrol this territory. They live here, so it's a permanent presence. Many are Inuit, intimately familiar with the land and water.
They need to know how to survive out on the land.
At 71 years old, Titus Alulu of Pond Inlet, or Mitimatalik, has been a part-time ranger for close to half a century.
Our job is to be in our area to observe and to listen and to see. If we see anything abnormal that isn't supposed to be there, we report it to headquarters.
A sentinel standing on guard for Canada in the north.
For this patrol, I'm sergeant. That's the highest rank you could go.
In the Rangers?
In the Rangers.
The Inuit people have generations of experience watching over this land, but have not always done so voluntarily. For years, thousands were forcibly relocated across the north so the federal government could lay claim to land here.
The ship Arctic took them to Ellesmere Island. They didn't know they were going.
Titus's mother, seen here on the right, was among those moved further north without notice in the 1920s. His grandfather left with a kayak and little more.
He was given a uniform, RCMP uniform, to a place where he did not know. He's never been there.
But that's a human flagpole.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
It's a big feat to go from this pristine area that my grandfather knew what to look for, to in terms of keeping his family alive, to move to the place where he had no idea what it was like.
The north is facing enormous change. A warming climate means more shipping, and with that, more nations planning to send vessels through Canadian waters.
When we say traffic, the word traffic comes with the word risk.
Yusuf Mani is the Coast Guard's most senior official across the north.
There is the risk that other countries may take a great interest in this region because of critical minerals, because of the shipping routes.
The geopolitics, we cannot ignore it for sure. So I think what we need to reflect is on the fact that as part of our mandate or the future mandate, for sure we are a key player on the security aspect.
We've seen attempts by foreign governments to buy things that might as well seem innocuous, like some old abandoned factories or mining or things like this, as a way of trying to establish a foothold in the Arctic.
Stephanie Carvin once worked for Canada's national security establishment. She's now a professor at Carleton University and says some see Canada's waters as either theirs or open territory. Some of the irony in this is that you have foreign nations that are deeply interested in a part of Canada most Canadians don't even think about.
I think this is one of the reasons why it is so important to invest in the Arctic. And I'm not here just talking about military bases, but actually in the quality of life for the people who live in these areas, right?
There is like a lot of international eyes looking at the Arctic for many different reasons. I feel like I'm still scoping out how I feel.
Mariah Erklu left her northern home to study, but has returned to help it prosper. To her, Arctic security means protecting her community.
The groceries up here are very expensive, and there is also a housing crisis going on. To get to a level of us to be able to, take charge and take the lead on things, like we need our well-being taken care of as well.
With less ice and easier navigation, dozens of cruise ships, often with foreign passengers, appear every few days in the summer and early fall. With cultural presentations and tours, Mariah wants locals to benefit, be involved when visitors come. She feels the same about Canada's armed forces.
Seeing the military here and this summer, and seeing how many Inuit are involved, like how many people have come on from other communities and practice their exercises, to me, I feel safe because people are working together.
The Arctic, that I think is so important to.
Down in Iqaluit, in Nunavut's legislature, we meet up with the outgoing premier of the territory, PJ Akiaguk.
We're starting to see some conversations around what we could do to make our communities much more vibrant.
And now the world is noticing what's here.
We've had so many ambassadors from countries around the world come talk about the possibilities of wanting to see how we could work together.
Interested in getting a piece of what the North offers.
Whether it's nation building, whether it's access to deep sea ports so that our resources could come to market, or whether it's really bringing down the cost of living that you see so significantly across the Arctic.
We talk about Arctic sovereignty, and you're also talking about the well-being of communities. I think what you're saying is there's an equal sign between those two things.
They go hand in hand. You need healthy communities to assert your sovereignty.
Much further north, back on the water.
We have located the VOI. We will be closing it in the next 90 minutes.
A Coast Guard helicopter has spotted that suspect vessel, part of the scenario playing out.
That kind of island right there, there's a cove that's an inlet that goes inside, and it's inside that inlet.
The Navy ship gets set to deploy its fast boat. And we're along for the journey as it sets off through the fog to interdict what is believed to be suspicious activity.
So that vessel that's going very fast there now has the RCMP on board, and they're going to go to intercept and possibly arrest those on shore.
As the boat pulls in, a group of Inuk point out the suspicious people. In reality, they're Coast Guard personnel playing the part of a bad guy. The Mounties move in to make an arrest and load them back into the fast boat.
What did you find on them?
He had a handgun, a restricted firearm, Russian military intelligence identification, and drugs on his person.
All right, so the trifecta, basically.
It was full meal deal, yes, sir.
Yeah.
The simulation may seem far-fetched, but those close to national security circles think something like this could indeed happen. One last simulation before the day is out.
We are trying to arrange an air evac via helicopter Griffin.
An Air Force helicopter called in to practice a medical evacuation. It takes twice as long as expected to arrive.
Will be airborne in 10 minutes. Over.
Underscoring both the enormity of the Arctic and the task of patrolling and protecting it.